This is Dr. IT. Today, we are going to learn how we can install Splunk and then add data to Splunk. Without wasting time, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we will go to Splunk website. And so you open your browser, go to splunk.com. And then whilst you are at splunk.com, you will have to register with Splunk. I've already done that. Then you go into the products and then you will download security. So I downloaded the free, Splunk. And so here, this is where it's sitting on my desktop. Let's go ahead and open it up. Now, once you open the Splunk data app, it's going to ask you to agree to the licensing. So I'll put a check mark there, and then I'll just go ahead. You can select the location you want to install the file. If you want to have different locations, here I'm using the same Windows C, so I will just keep it as it. So I'll just go ahead and click next. And then I'm going to do it on the local machine. This is my computer. If you're doing it on a domain account, you can select the domain. I'll go ahead and select yes. Then you're going to enter your username. You can just use it. And the user, is, pretty much the name that you use, Dr. IT. And then you can just go ahead and then enter your password. Make sure you don't forget the password. I'll just go ahead and click next and install, and then Splunk is going to ask me if I want to allow this app. It means that it is opening port 8000, so that port 8000 can be used to access Splunk instances. It takes a couple of seconds, couple of minutes to do the installation on your personal PC. And let's go ahead and just also look for the data that we're going to add to our Splunk. So here on this, screen, I'm going to open a new tab and I'm going to search for Splunk tutorial data. So, once I select the Splunk tutorial data, I can click on this one and I can download the tutorial data Splunk provides when you are using this for any hands-on. Again, this is a tutorial data. You click the tutorial data from here, and then you should be able to download it. I've already downloaded the tutorial data, so I don't want to waste more time on this one. Let's go ahead and get started with the data. If you look on my screen here, you'll see the tutorial data is on a zip file. So as soon as Splunk is done, I'm going to take the Splunk and just throw it inside take the data and ingest it into the Splunk. Now, one of the things you have to know is that Splunk is the Google for your logs. Splunk gathers all the data from all your organizations, and and then it allows you the ability to investigate. In other words, Splunk is a very good tool. It helps to manage your systems, the users, the data, and everything that you have in your environment. It injects the data into your environment, providing you. Splunk has its own language. We call it the SPL, Splunk Processing Language. It is used to do searches on a Splunk site. Again, we also have the regular expressions where you can use. Now, as we are beginning to use this as a form of our investigation, we will go deeper and scan and then use some Boolean logic operators like the AND, the OR, and then the not equal to, those Boolean logic to refine our searches. Also, we will use something like, like the Venn diagrams, which provides us, the options for selecting different, filters for your environment. And so with the Splunk, it gives us a whole lot, and the understanding that comes with it is the unique part of this particular one. So we will use the Splunk tutorial data here to to do a little investigation as we are investigating our logs. So it's very important, especially when you are building the Splunk, making sure that you know the data. Now here, I'm forwarding the data. Now, if I do not want to forward the data, I can use the Windows data. I can just do the I can just do the the Windows data, Windows log, right? It's called the event viewer, right? And so once I click the event viewer, I can forward some of these events into my Splunk. One of the good things about this event is that I can select, different data I want to forward, which is the security, the setup, the systems, and all. And then there's a forwarded events that you can also add. Here you can see a lot of application, Microsoft applications. You can see a lot of anti-malware stuff. You could see a lot of Microsoft, data that is over here that you can definitely add. Now, to do more, you can select, expand the windows, and then the windows will give you almost every application sitting in your system, like Bluetooth and all of them. You have understanding and the knowledge of how the Splunk processing works in this capacity. So it's very important as you are working on this one and to use it for most of your investigations. So now that the Splunk is completed the installation, I'm going to click finish, and then it's going to now tell me where Splunk is located. Now, you can see here that I use the Docker, IT, and then my password is following. Now you will see that the Splunk is using the 127.0.0.1:8000. I can use that, or I can also use the loop back address, right? Loop back, and then I can do :8000, but I have to start with the HTTP, S in the front, and it will work fine as well. So for here, I can do Dr. IT, and then following the password that I want to use to log in, and that is how you log into it. You can use the loop address, or you can use the local host, whichever it is. It will work fine. I can do the local host or loopback or the IP address for this system. So once you log into Splunk, you will see these, area. You can go through the protocol, and then there's a Splunk, R-base and Splunk doc, and then Splunk data. Today, we are focusing on adding data. So add data, we will click add data, or we can just go back into the settings on the top up here. And then once we go into the settings, we can select the add data, and then we can add data from here. It brings me to the same page, right? So once I have added this data, I've clicked on this one. It depends on what data I want to add. I can do monitoring data, which is the TCP data, or I can just do the Windows data or forwarded data. I can just do that. Or in other words, I can also upload my data that I've put up here. So if I click upload data, I can select it and go to the folder in which I will add the data. So I get to the desktop, and then the Korea data is here. Double click the Korea data. Then at the top here, you will see next. You click next, and then you click next. Well, before you click next, here you need to put a segment in here. So I'm going to put one as a segment, and then the regular expressions, I'm going to do a simple regular expressions such as let's do something like backslash, and then in bracket, right, open close bracket. Inside the brackets, you're going to put in dot wildcard number 8. Shift number 8 is the wildcard. So I click on that, and then I'm going to now close the bracket, and I'm going to use the backslash and then the /. That makes it look like a V. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click review. Now, the reason why I did this is so that it can, relinquish, or it can expand on the host, on this particular system. So when it comes to the host, we will see the host, the sources, and the source types. So that is, pretty much what we performed here. we added data. Now, you start searching data, you can click Start Searching. Now, because data I just added is a newer data, I can see the information over here. Now, to walk a little bit around, you can see on the left upper corner, there is a Splunk with Enterprise. You click the Splunk Enterprise, you will see the search and reporting. Search and reporting will bring you to the documentation, tutorial, and data summary. If you need the documentation, you download. If you need tutorial, download the tutorial. Here, I'm interested in the data summary. I click the data summary and it's going to give me the host. Now, this is what I did when I created the regex, the regular expressions. And so I was able to break this down, have at least 5 different hosts here. Otherwise, you only see one host if you do not do what I did. And then we have the sources and then the source type. And so let's say you want to search data, right? Set data, we will use the data summary here to search for the data. Again, here we have the host, and then we have the sources, the source, right? And then the source types. So to search, I will type the source type is equal to, then I can type in access underscore combine underscore W cookie. Let's go ahead and give it a try with the source type. So here I do source type, right? Is equal to source type is equal to, and then you can see that in parentheses, the quotation came in, and then access underscore combine underscore W cookie. You see that it came up here. If I click search, it's going to give me the 39,000 data that is under this when we searched for the source data. So all the events to provide it to me here. Now, because of the time and date, we need to go back and change the time to all time because the all time will provide us the entire data that we are looking for, 39,532. And so we will be looking into more of these things. And so I want you to stay connected, like it, and then you will share. Now, before I let you go, let's go ahead and use this data to filter all the IP addresses. Here, we are not using any regular expressions or any languages to do this, right? We are only using the Splunk data. So what I want you to do is that I want you to go ahead and click on visualization. Now we're going to select the pivot, right? Once you select the pivot, right, you double click, you click the pivot, and then it gives you the field for the two, and then the rest of them, it's fine. You click on OK, and then it's going to give you where you can select the type of pivot. And so I'm going to do pie chart. I select pie chart, and then I'm going to add filters to look for the IP address. So the first filter I'm going to look for is the category ID. I select the category ID. And then the next one that I'm going to look for is going to be the color. The color is going to be the client ID. Again, remember, I'm looking for all client and that the source type is equals to W cookie, and that is what I'm going to do. So I select the client IP, and then bam, it gives me all the IP addresses that we are going to use it for investigations. So for these IPs, I can go ahead and save it on my dashboard and use it as an investigative IP address. So let's say if you are investigating these things, right, and it's a real time, continuously, the system will be updating and updating and updating and updating, giving you the real data and then the real IP addresses that went to your website or accessing your service. So you would definitely investigate on these IPs for, for a better protection for your company. So the first thing I will do is I'll click the top here, and then I'll click dashboard panel. And I'm going to save it as a new dashboard because we do not have any dashboard created. And I'm going to call this one, website, visits, right? Website. I will do visits, right? So here, the people that visited the website is one of them, and so website visits. And so, and then I'm going to just keep it as private because it's for myself. If I'm sharing with many people, then I can select shared app, and then I'm going to come down here using the pie chart is what I selected, and then I can just give the panel a model and say IP, search, right? IP, search. It's not bad. I mean, you can just name it malware IP or whatever you want to call it. Now I'll save this one, and then I can now click view the dashboard, and then the dashboard provides this to me. Anytime I come to work in the morning, I can just open up Splunk, and then I'll go to the dashboard, straight to the dashboard. I mean, you go straight to the dashboard, right? If I click up here, you will see click search and reporting, then you see dashboard here. You click the dashboard and then skip, and then you will see the website visits. This is the the IP addresses that is going to populate. Now you will see which ones you need to investigate as you're moving on into this one. I hope this has been informative to you, and I thank you for joining. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and follow me as I'll be bringing you more investigation using Splunk, and I'll be adding different type of SIM tools to this. And so stay, like it, and share for better, for me to share more of this to you. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.